Travis Wayne Goodso. So, had the last breakfast this morning at Carl's Jr., the Angus burger with a strawberry shake. And that may be the last time we'll ever get to go. If you hadn't noticed, when you talk to MAGA about politics, they will respond with set answers. Deep state Dems or satanic pedophiles from outer space. For example, they have the answers already ready to go anytime you bring the subject up. And they don't vary from it. Nope. They parrot exactly what they have been told to say. They cannot think for themselves. They cannot reason and investigate and study. They just parrot. They have been groomed in our school system to memorize the answers for the tests and to regurgitate those answers on the tests and are graded according to their memorization abilities. And here they are, as adults, being told what to say and saying it. And on certain occasions, certain trigger words will come out, and that will incite MAGA to, say, storm the Capitol with violence and anger, or to burst into a pizza parlor with guns blazing, looking for a basement that doesn't exist. And, this is psychology at its worst. Psychology are the ones involved behind all of this. They're teaching the various organizations how to do it, and they're doing it, and they've brainwashed the masses. And if you're on the Democrat side, yes, you've been brainwashed too. Because, really, you're pro-life, are you? That's the only option? Pro-life or pro-choice? Or pro-choice? Pro-life of the mother. You see how complicated it is? Because it's not about pro-life or pro-choice. You too have been brainwashed. And so, do you need another bathroom? Because you're one of the LGBTQIAPO+? Does each and every single one need their own segregated bathroom? Just like blacks were segregated in the South back in the day. I don't know if they still are today, the way the South is. But did you not make the connection? You just regurgitate what the liberal media and the leaders of the liberals tell you. And you say, yes, I need my own bathroom. Yes, I need my own laws that discriminate against other people and favor me. You've been duped. You've been played for fools. And this division, this is called a false dichotomy fallacy argument. And they are dividing us to conquer us. And so, today, we all know what's going to happen. The trigger word has been put in. If their candidate loses for MAGA, that they will war and say the election was stolen. Regardless of how fair and honest the election was and the vote count. Doesn't matter. They will go to war. Just for the sake of war. And I don't know if they don't get it. The Revolutionary War in America that created America, or is Make America Great pre-Revolutionary War, when we had a monarchy from England controlling us. Is that what you're talking about? Is that when America was great? When is that time period of when America was great? Because if it was after the Revolutionary War, you tend to forgot that we were controlled by a king from from far across the sea. And yet you're okay with Putin running America? But you're post-Revolutionary War. See, this is how you are played for dumb. When all you do is parrot what other people tell you to do. You do the will of other people. You are not free agents. You are puppets on a string. And when they pull a certain string, you become the Manchurian candidate to go out and commit violence, hate crimes, and murder, and coup d'etat. So the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints.
Daryl Johnson, please come to the front desk. Daryl Johnson, please come to the front desk. Thank you.
When I do a video, there are Mormons who are instantly triggered. Thumbs down. They don't watch my video, even when I talk about them. They aren't listening to this part. They've already put their thumbs down and left. Because that's their job, that's their mission. They think they're owning me. Like they own the libs. They're triggering me. No, I guess I'm wrong. I'm lying to you about the church. It's true. Brigham Young did nothing wrong. I even had a person be a channel name, hashtag Brigham Young did nothing wrong once. Yeah, well, if it's just something to say that you parrot, yeah. But if you want to live in reality, if you want a system of laws, because if you were living in Brigham Young's time, and Brigham Young came to your wife and said, you have to be married to me instead. Your husband, he's not worthy enough to go to the celestial kingdom, so you, in order to get to the celestial kingdom, you need to be married to me. And so you're out of luck. Bye-bye to your wife. Now this is assuming you love your wife. But who are the ones that claim that Joseph Smith said this to other people's wives? Oh, it's the Danites who followed Brigham Young into the Salt Lake Valley. They're the ones who said that about Joseph? Uh-huh. And you believe them why? Ex-Mormons? See, you too, just like MAGA and Deep State Dem, it's Mormon and ex-Mormon. Both of you have been brainwashed in your little triggers. And so for you, the trigger was hearing that Joseph Smith was being accused of being a polygamist. That was your trigger. You're out of the church. You've had enough. That's the straw that broke the camel's back. And you're gone. And then you do videos talking about how evil Joseph Smith is and ignore all about Brigham Young. Ignore about the current church. Ignore about Nelson bringing polygamy back. In the coming days, when Jesus comes and overthrows American government and the church gets to reign supreme with their kingdom of Deseret II with Zion. And then you're stuck going, oh crap, they're now saying that I have to be Mormon in order to live in Utah or Deseret. And I can't work here unless I have an ID, which is my temple recommend from the church. And I'm forced to be a baby maker, because if I don't have a baby, that means I'm aborting babies that could have come to earth. And then you're going to be a felon murderer who needs to be locked up for the rest of your life because you weren't a breeder. And there are movies that have warned us about that kind of coming, but that's how extreme it's going to get. And you guys don't believe because you've been brainwashed. You've been conditioned to think that everything's fine. Everything is clear. It's all clear. Time Machine. 1960 version. It's all clear. See, the World War II sirens were used far into the future with the Eloi. And, what was her name? I've forgotten her name. I think it's a W, But with my luck on yesterday's video, it's an R word. I'm sure it's an R word. Oh, it didn't even start with an R. The draft. Almost had it. I got Wanda, the Red Witch, stuck in my mind. It's stupid that Disney took over Marvel. I mean, yeah, they're able to pay for great movies, but nobody can watch them unless you watch it on Disney Plus. And so they don't really like to put out DVDs anymore. I was really starting to get into Turner and Hooch, the TV series. I was hoping that they'd have DVDs for it, and but nope. Or Monsters at Work, nope. They're purposely controlling us. And if you're not familiar with how China controls its people, it's through their cell phone. Everything that they do in life is done through their cell phone. They are tracked, they are monitored, they are controlled. They are allowed to purchase or not purchase based on how they use their phone. They're only allowed a certain amount of games and entertainment, whereas here in the United States, and even here at this shelter, lots of guys have phones. Lots of them are hogging the bathroom stalls, playing their games, or watching something on streaming or whatever. And in China, no. If you're homeless, that means you've got a lower social credit rating, and you don't get to watch as much or play as much. You are controlled. And so now that I see that America is trying to get everybody, even trying to force me, Google and YouTube will force me to show that I'm really me signing into my account with a two-step verification, which is a phone. Even my bank. Now you gotta have a phone to verify a Jew. And other places. Phone. And of course they track you. And of course they spy on you. They know your location. They know where you go. Even there's a Medicaid bus pass. It used to be a punch card, now it's on a card. And so now they can track you and say, oh, okay, I see you stopped at the bus stop at the liquor store. Where's the doctor's note for liquor? I don't think they're open on Election Day, are they? I think they close them for Election Day. But, yeah, let's get back onto the church, shall we? And so, yeah, when I go over the scriptures with you, Mormons are like, nope, you've misinterpreted, Travis. You're wrong. Really? The Book of Mormon is wrong, is what you're saying. And what you're saying is that your interpretation is correct from not ever studying, not doing research, only from reading, pondering, and praying and getting a special witness feeling. Whereas I study, I use science, I use English grammar and syntax and definitions. I don't change word meanings to fit your spiritual witness. And so, right here, I make a record in the language of my father, which consists of the learning of the Jews and the language of the Egyptians. Okay, where's the language of the Egyptians? This is translated. Where is it? Where's the language of the Egyptians here? Oh, well, if we had the original, it would actually be just like this. Oh, so Isaiah is in Egyptian. The Beatitudes is in Egyptian. Some of them are, actually. Errors and all, even. And I'm curious, because I asked a guy here if he had taken a language in high school for graduation, and he said no, he didn't have to graduate. That's wild. I wanted to skip languages. I wasn't allowed to. I had to choose between Spanish or French. I was told that Spanish was harder than French, and so I took French. And so learning French taught me how the language structure is different than English. And then when you try to learn Hebrew, it's completely different from that altogether as well. Because I found a book in the library in Canada that was interlinear, had the Hebrew word and then the English word below it, and I still couldn't figure out how Hebrew worked. It was, as far as I knew at that time, before I had taken an actual biblical Hebrew class, it was like I have to memorize thousands upon thousands of words because I couldn't see the pattern from it. I didn't know that it had prefix determinatives and suffix determinatives. And yeah, we're not going to talk about that in this video. But then you get down to verse 8. Mormons believe this is literal history. So when I tell you it's not, Mormons get angry. They're triggered because they're brainwashed. They aren't humble to learn. How can you say that it's not literal? Well, because science tells us it's not. But science is evil. No. You've been brainwashed. And so he says he was carried away in a vision, even that he saw the heavens open. And so then he sees God sitting upon his throne, and one descending out of the midst of heaven, whose luster was above that of the sun at noonday. Remember the language of the Egyptians? There it is. That's Emmanuel, as you know it. Amen, the sun god of the Egyptians. And 12 others following him. But there's talked about his stars and sun and heavens. You know, but you deny science. And so you don't think, is this a star sign in the heavens? Is this a star date? I wonder what the date would be. I wonder if there's an app or a program that I can download to my computer or use online, like stellarium.org, that would assist me in identifying when that would be. Or if there's somebody out there who's done a YouTube video just recently in response to a man who claims that it was 3 BC when Revelation chapter 12 occurred. But that's what this is. This is Revelation chapter 12, verses 1, 2, and 5. 1, 2, and 3 from the Joseph Smith translation, as our church calls it. And it's not a translation, because our church has altered the definition of what translate means. And so, because I use science, Mormons hate me. Because I show and confirm truth. Just like planting a seed and producing the fruit of it. That's science. That's scripture. It's a scripture process for faith. And instead, Mormons are like, nope. I have a seed, and that's all I need. A seed, I've got a seed, and I need no more seed because I've got a seed. A Bible, I have a Bible, I need no more Bible. A quad, I have a quad, I need no more quad. See how I did that? Because I have an actual physical testimony from reality. So that I can put it into my own words and other words to try to explain it to you. Whereas you parrot. You just think a Bible. And you say, oh, we don't have just a Bible, we have a quad. So, da-da. but yet you have no more quad. You did not understand what the passage was telling you. You were just told to parrot it. When a Christian comes to you, you parrot that scripture and you own them. This is a danger we face. This is why you guys are past feeling. It's because you've been brainwashed. You're not pulling out. And there are some who get brought into court for January 6th who go, oh my God, I did that for Trump? What was I thinking? Too late. You already committed the crime. Now many are doing the time. Except for the one who incited you to do it. The one who brainwashed you. Just like the church. Mormons are getting busted for what the church has incited them to do. But not the church. Other branch-offs from Brigham Young, yes. But not the branch-off from Brigham Young that is this church. Heber J. Grant branched off from Brigham Young. All of them claim to be a true succession from Brigham Young. FLDS Church, true succession from Brigham Young. The Apostolic Brethren, true succession from Brigham Young. And any other group that I just don't know at the time. The Kingston Clan, I think, is one of them. True succession from Brigham Young. And so again, Mormons, just like with Joseph, what makes you think this church is the one true succession? Because you parrot it? They told you to parrot it? You didn't do the study and the research, did you? We have the Joseph Smith papers now.
Robert Fisher.
You can check.
Robert Fisher, you have a visitor.
You can fact check.
Robert Fisher.
Stay away from what Travis tells you to look at. It's fake news. 17 March 1842? No. Don't look at it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't give in to Travis's reverse psychology. 19 July 1840 B. Don't do it. Stay away. Stay away. You must maintain your faith in Jesus. You must believe that you have to overthrow America. Stay away. You must believe that Zion is Utah, not Missouri, and not Illinois. Stay away from 19 July 1840. Stay away from Brigham Young's licenses here in the United States and in England. Stay away. Don't look at them. Don't do it. Stay away from the original manuscript, about 116 in the Doctrine and Covenants. Don't do it. Don't do it. You'll learn the truth. It'll destroy your belief system. It'll destroy your testimony, which is actually faith. You've redefined testimony. And many, many more. Well, so yeah, this is just another video that is just going to sit and maybe get a couple dozen, as only the actual people who follow me, despite having a lot more subscribe after conference from conference videos. I mean, the YouTube employee, he's done a number on me, because there are people who subscribed in large numbers because of those conference videos, and I should be seeing those on a repetitive basis. And where are they? Where are the ones previously? Where are they? You know, most of them are dead. There's a few that still linger on from the earlier days, but yeah. I used to, with conference, I was starting to see my videos on my homepage before I signed in. Now, nope, gone again. Yep, they've rigged the system against me. Because they're protecting the church. Because the church needs to be protected, doesn't it? Only criminal organizations, only frauds and cons need to be protected from guys who expose them. Right? Every criminal says they're innocent. Right? And so, the funniest was a guy thinking that he can extort me to be silent on these channels. Oh, I've done some research on you, Travis. And so I did the videos to go over exactly what happened. Shut him down and put him in his place. And nobody cared to watch. So, yeah, the church has already rigged our election for senator. The church endorsed Senator Mike Lee. I caught him when he went to the Washington, D.C. temple, and Christofferson was there. You know, it was Cook for the Supreme Court justice to compromise him in the coming days. But, every Mormon knows, oh, yeah, he's a good, faithful Mormon going to the temple open house. Not an endowment session, but the open house. Because he's got a temple recommended, it means he's worthy. He pays his atonement money to Jesus. And so, yeah, Mormons are going to vote for him because of him doing the photo op in the church's paper, the Deseret News. And that rigged the election. And that's a violation of tax law. You cannot do it. The church already got in trouble in California for pulling a stunt like that and trying to get people to vote against Prop 8. And they got caught and busted. Sort of. But they've done it again. Why? Because they're not true. They're evil. And Mormons don't put it together. 1 + 1 is 3 under the law of synergy. But if you're living in a different reality, it's not synergy anymore. So the Salt Lake Tribune came out with their bombshell yesterday that Lee rigged his debate. His staff and family bought up all the tickets before the tickets were made available to others. And I don't know if that's a crime. My exposure is a crime. Salt Lake Tribune, yeah, it was kind of unethical. Especially when Lee refused to do a second debate that would be fair and honest this time. I think it was with Fox News that wanted to do a second debate. So, yeah, they wanted to... National news wanted to cover it with Lee and McMullen. But nope, he refused. He had gotten away with this one. The first one. Why are you wet? I know it was raining, snowing, and hailing this morning, but it's unusually wet. Yeah, both at the base. It's weird. So yeah, there was a solar flare that could have been responsible for the power outage for you guys yesterday. Not for me. Yeah, I noticed the Barnes & Noble and Sugar House was having trouble with their registers. And I said Halloween was last week and nobody caught my joke. Haunted? You have to explain it. It's not funny. So, alrighty. Now we wait. As those who have been brainwashed will now become criminals and seek to coup the government once and for all. Because they're getting you to do it. They're not doing it. You didn't see Trump with an AK-47. No, it was his people with everything they had available to them that were planning to do it. You know? And so, yeah, they're playing you for chumps. And it's working. And our nation's going to be destroyed. And you will not understand what you're going to lose until it's gone. And we can never get it back. Understand this. Once we lose America, we will not be getting it back. There'll be too much bloodshed, too much pain and suffering, too much loss. And so, like in Fahrenheit 451, the original one, the reboot was good, but I'm referring to the concept in the original one. People who actually memorize books. This is where your memorization, repetitive parroting skills will come in handy. Those of you who memorize the Book of Mormon but don't have a clue what it means, it must be necessary to at least have it written down. But yeah, and they had the brainwashing in that with the single TV show. Yep. Whereas reading books, ooh, bad.